Next item we have is to discuss appointments to Hard Labor Creek Management Board. The Commission recalls that Hank Huckaby served on that board, appointed by the Board of Commissioners as a member of the board. And of course, since he has been, he remained on the board through his appointment and election to the House of Representatives. But after he was selected as the Chancellor, he elected to resign from the board. And at that time, and so now talk about the replacement for him at this particular time as a discussion. We have an intergovernmental agreement with Walton County, and our guidelines for appointment are as follows. And it specifically outlines this information. The 3 Oconee members will be appointed by the Oconee County Board of Commissioners, and at least one of the appointees must be a member of the Board of Commissioners. Walton and Oconee will each appoint alternates for each of their respective members of the Management Board. The alternates selected must be either members of the Board of Commissioners or employees of the appointing county. And currently, Jim Luke serves on that Board of Managers. Jeff Benko serves on that Board of Managers. The Management Board, yeah, still Board of Managers. And then Hank Huckaby, of course, served as the other member. And then currently, Commissioner Horton serves as alternate to Jim Luke. Mr. Terrio serves as alternate to Jeff Benko, and Chris Thomas serves as an alternate for Hank Huckaby. And both members and the alternates, at least from Oconee County, attend those particular meetings. And I think everybody has done a nice job in their attendance. Obviously, everybody attend every meeting because of the number that they have, because of issues that may come up. But that's the guidelines that we follow. And what's the any thoughts, questions, comments as we look at the future appointments? I would mention this. We'll even say it up front so that everybody knows this. We've had one commissioner that's expressed an interest in being appointed to that slot. That's Commissioner Horton. And we've had one citizen that's expressed an interest in that particular appointment. But, this is a position, I think when we did it last time, it was not advertised. We made that decision among the board as to who to appoint as far as that particular representative from the public at that time. So that's the preliminary information that I have on it. What do y'all think?
Mr. Chairman, I've served as chairman of that board and vice chair. We rotate 1 year on, 1 year off with that. And Commissioner Horton has been, I believe, to all but a couple of our meetings. He's up to speed, and I think though we're moving kind of slow because of the financial crunch, I think we need somebody who's been there already to move up and serve on this board. This is will be such a critical time as we start to move forward. We're still buying properties, and we're having to do some of that under condemnation. And I think bringing somebody in that hadn't been on board for a while would not be good as a voting member at this point. So I'm going to, when the appropriate time comes, I'm going to suggest that we ask Commissioner Horton to move up and take that other seat, simply because he's been there and he's got a good handle on what's going on and how things are going. Now, then we would need a replacement. Then, since he's my alternate, we need a replacement to become my alternate, and I believe that will need to be a county employee or another commissioner. Of course, we can't put another commissioner on, otherwise we'll have a quorum every time we go with 3 of us there. So we'll have to not appoint another commissioner.
That's a good question. With that in mind, with that being an authority, and it's a publicized meeting, That's a good question.
Given the Attorney General's current position on open meetings, I think probably better stay away from 3 commissioners.
That's a good question.
So given that, if this board is inclined to appoint Mr. Commissioner Horton to that position, then we will have to find another employee, or I guess not county commissioner, to serve. I think I looked at that intergovernmental agreement, and I don't think that's what we meant to happen when we wrote that, but unfortunately, I suppose we're going to have to live within the exact wording that we've got there and find another employee to serve as an alternate. And truthfully, you know, if we had another employee, we might not want to take that employee away from, you know, we give of this time in the middle of the day, and that employee's job might not allow him to be away that much, but with 2 other alternates going, I suppose we might not need that alternate to be there for every meeting as we've done in the past. Would be my best estimate of how we should handle that.
Any other comments?
I can support that.
I just, and I appreciate the job that all of the members of that management board have done, not only the members, but the voting members, but I consider them all of them as members of the management board, because of the fact of the interaction that takes place, I think, between commissioners, both from, and staff, in both Oconee and Walton County. I think there's a good cohesive group of folks that work well together. I think Mr. Huckaby brought a lot of talent to the table on that. I normally, and no disrespect to anyone, I normally support citizen involvement and on committees and things of this nature, because I do think that brings a perspective that provides a lot of public support for it. And not saying anything derogatory on what anyone has done, because everyone has done a very nice job with the Hartley Creek Management Board. But just from that perspective, I think Mr. Huckaby did do an outstanding job and had a lot of influence there. I think he probably financed more projects than any of the rest of this group combined with activities he had with UGA and other Department of Community Affairs and others. And I know that we have a lot of good talent in Oconee County. I'll support whatever this Board of Commissioners decides they want to do as far as the representation is concerned. And but just know that I do think it's important that we do have citizen involvement where we possibly can. So then, if it pleases the board, I think this item is on our agenda for action at the next meeting. And at that time, we'll take any further comments before there's any action on the board at that time.
If I can make one, since I'm kind of on one of the issues, but I think I was the one that really pushed Hank Huckaby in the first place, because I thought he brought so much to the table, and obviously somebody in Atlanta felt the same way, otherwise he wouldn't be chancellor of the university system. But I think my issue really is, I think the fact that I've been there so many meetings, and what we're dealing with is not really a lake or reservoir, it's trying to get to the point where you have a reservoir, where you're acquiring property and that sort of thing. And there may come a time when, you know, I certainly don't oppose having citizen involvement, but on the other hand, I think the fact that I've been there as an alternate, and I was opposed to the project. I mean, I didn't even vote for the bonds, and I was the only dissenter on that. So I think as far as input, I think I do bring, you know, a perspective that there are people in both counties that weren't supportive, and I think my presence also adds to that that I represent people who do have concerns. But I'm certainly not opposed to the public, and there may come a day where I think that someone with tremendous expertise or something, when there is water in the reservoir, may be a better fit. But I do appreciate the support of the colleagues that have said so. And that's why I offered it. And let me finish with this. I didn't ask to be on them. I think I was asked by members of the commission, so, and I think I've lived up to that call because I attend and participate. So again, thank you for the support.
Well, again, so I think you're absolutely right. I think all members of that management board, both the voting members as well as the alternates, have added a great deal to that body. And I appreciate the efforts of all of them and what they have done. So we'll add that to the agenda for discussion and consideration of the personnel matters at the next session, October 11th.